What's up, fellow nerds? This is Comic News Weekly, and I'm ComicManAndy, and you're in the ComicManAndy Comic Cave and Comic Dojo. Say that 10 times fast. And Comic News Weekly this week is on a special mission. Yes, we're here to talk about C3, Comics Curing Cancer. An event every year in October is coming up quickly with just a few more weeks away, and they need your help. And we're going to talk about it tonight, and we're going to talk about some comic books, and we're going to talk to the chat. We're going to have a damn good time because this is Comic News Weekly. Watch this intro. It's very short. We'll be right back.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. Comics Curing Cancer is coming up October 20th through the 22nd, and we need your help. In order to raise the maximum funds and beat our fundraising mark of $22,000 from last year, we need more items. So if you have any slab comics or key comic issues, comic book art, etc., does something that are suitable for an auction that you'd be willing to donate, please reach out to us at Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram. That's going to allow us to raise our funds and hopefully beat last year's goal or last year's mark of $22,000. Everything is tax deductible. The tax deduction receipts are available. Reach on out to us. Please DM us at Comics Curing Cancer. And thank you so much. We'll see you October 20th through the 22nd over on YouTube.
That's the short C3 intro. Thanks, everybody, for watching that. Comics Curing Cancer. That's a pretty big deal. That's coming up very shortly. What can we do to help? They need our help. We're going to talk about it tonight, and we're going to intro our guest host tonight in just a second here, actually, because it's been a warm, tingly minute since we've been able to talk to him. I know there's been some fantasy football stuff going on. There's lots of football craziness going on. Man, if you want to talk about a verse, or if you want to rhyme with a verse, then you got to have Rhino from the Rhynoverse. What is up, Ryan?
Hey, what's going on? It's good to see everyone tonight. I'm glad to see that you're here and to see me do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I see you, by the way. I see you all out there.
Well, that's good,
brother. What's going on, everyone? Good to see everyone. I thought I'd have a little comic relief.
Nice.
The old acacia strain.
I can't wait to pick your brain about some Venom books tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready to unload. And I'm ready to go see Acacia Strain with Dying Fetus in October.
That's right. You've been talking about that show for months now, man.
Yeah. Dying Fetus and Acacia Strain with Despised Icon. It's going to be a very good show.
Well, we're going to hit up the chat here in a little bit, but we can't get too far ahead of ourselves here because we've got to intro the man, the myth, the mustached wonder. Yes. Rob, Fat Stacks of Comics, leading off Comics Curing Cancer this evening.
Hey there, comic friends and fiends. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to have to go against you there in this facial hair category here, on Comic Book Community Awards. Well, yeah, I can pull out my wood comb too, but I just don't have the same length. But I mean, I can. Yeah.
if I've got to lose to anybody, sir, you're the man to lose to for sure.
Don't make me throw my hair into the ring because I can grow a mean stash too. By the way,
dude, you have to now. You can't put out that
You
little bit of
can't throw down like that and say you're not going to.
Well, I have to do it when I'm on vacation, probably.
No, you have to start. You have to start tomorrow, tonight.
Well, thank you for having us on, anyways, there, Andy. Appreciate it nonetheless.
Well,
Even if I have to compete with that glorious beard.
Again, you had put out a couple of bits on Instagram and a couple talked about it on YouTube. DJ Links, you guys, and Mark from Legion of Comics had started to spearhead the information side of this event coming up, and this is a big event, and it's an important event. It's probably one of the top most important events in the YouTube comic book community throughout the year. So the more information we can get out, the more people we can communicate to, the more people that watch this and share this tonight will learn about comics curing cancer. And just think of the old school phone trees when you were a kid. When you call one family, then they call two, and then that two calls four, and that four calls eight. That's the goal we're trying to achieve tonight, is to help spread the word about comics curing cancer. Rob here is going to give us a bit of a history on comics curing cancer, and also talk tonight about how each and every one of you could potentially help out. Right, Rob?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is exactly what you're saying. Everything that the whole impetus of comics curing cancer the last 2 years is all about utilizing those overlapping spheres of influence. So, I mean, originally, comics curing cancer was conceptualized 3 years ago. Started. It was Cardboard Crazies. He he decided to do a fundraiser to benefit the American Cancer Society. Set out to raise on his own $2,000 was his goal. He did a 24-hour YouTube celebration along with some folks like the Rogue Trader and Geek Out with Roscoe and several others that came on, and people came and went throughout the whole thing, and just ended up blowing away their goal of raising $2,000 and ended up raising just over $8,000 in that first year, which caused the American, and then and they were doing it through like a GoFundMe, which then they then took that money and then gave it to the American Cancer Society. And that's always a trick, because or a tricky situation when you're doing those types of fundraisers like that, because people have to trust you that's where the money's going to go, type of thing. But it all did, and the American Cancer Society stood up and paid attention and decided that after that point that they would make Comics Curing Cancer an official virtual event campaign of their setup. So last year, in our second year, there was talk about what was going to happen, because Cardboard Crazies, his wife was pregnant, was expected to deliver a baby right around the time, everything. So he didn't have the time, the effort, anything to go into, and by a really weird fluke. So the Rogue Trader and I he's my presser and my channel partner, and I had already decided that I was going to have my funds go to Comics Curing Cancer for my channel, all the revenue that we generate. Well, his wife works for the American Cancer Society and is the person who oversees the virtual event. And so that's how I kind of ended up getting connected in and kind of took over spearheading it last year, or started talking to him about it. And then I reached out to Cardboard Crazy and said, "Hey, do you mind if I take this over?" Kind of wrong with it. He said, "Please go ahead." And so last year, that's where we came up with this idea. So, you know what? I don't want to do a 24-hour marathon. I've done that when I was young on the radio and other stuff, and I have no desire to do that anymore. I'm not 20-something years old anymore by any stretch of the imagination. So I said, what if we got different channels together and utilize just spread it out across a couple of days, spread it out across multiple channels, knowing that, at the time, especially, I was less than 1,000 subscribers at the time, whatever else. But even though we may have hundreds of subscribers in common within the community amongst our channels and stuff, or thousands even, for some of us, the reality is we each have our own core set, and some of those cores don't necessarily overlap. And so by utilizing different channels, we could maximize our outreach by hitting these different cores, and then they could echo out. And as they echo out the message, it would reach further and further. And so that's what we experimented with last year. We had set the goal to raise $10,000, and we, thanks to the generosity of the community, we raised the $10,000 in the first night of the 3-day event. And then everything else was gravy, and we ended up from direct donations from the community, we raised over $20,000, and then we had another $2,000 corporate grant that was provided to us that put us over $22,000 last year. So that was kind of like, wow, we succeeded. Now what do we? That set the bar now for this year. And so this year, I've been making the donations every single month from my channel contribution stuff. I think we're about like $1,500, $1,600 already has been donated to Comics Curing Cancer from the channel revenue that comes in from my channel, as well as the merch sales, which you can go get Comics Curing Cancer merch on the channel as well, fatstacksmerch.com, and all those proceeds go to Comics Curing Cancer. But the as we're lining this up, we decided to set the goal, raise that goal a little bit higher. So the goal for this year is 25,000. And right now, as we're sitting there coming into this, it's like, okay, now's our time. We're gathering up all those resources to be able to do the auction, as well as our other ways that we do the funds. And so if you didn't get a chance to see it last year, as I'm being too cryptic and ambiguous here, I should say the way that we run the event essentially is that there will be, probably in the next week or so, we will be dropping the schedule, and that'll be posted at Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram. And what will happen is each of the different shows that happen may have mini auctions. They may have things that they've got for themselves. They may have mystery boxes. They may be just doing a telethon type thing about doing normal content, and every so often reminding you, hey, you can go donate to the Comics Curing Cancer, and talking about the cause, having interviews potentially with folks that have been affected, mixed in with their stuff. We have some creators that are available that have been affected by cancer, and we also have like a sketching show where we'll have several community artists on. They're going to draw during out the show, and at the end of the show, auction off their items that they created. And so the first 2 days, anybody who contributes $50 or more, their name gets put on a donor wheel. And then what'll happen is on Saturday night over on my channel, we will have a show, and during that show we will spin the donor wheel, and we have a bunch of thank you gifts or prizes that we will spin. Some of them slabs, some of them free comic book pressings, packs of mystery boxes, could be various different things. And we'll spin the wheel, get a name, spin the other wheel, get a prize, match them up, and that will go out as our thank you gifts to community members for making those donations. Then on Sunday, we'll have our big auction. So a lot of we got slabs, original art, stuff like that that's coming in. We got some stuff from Scotty Young. He's donated some stuff. We've got some art on the way from Chris Meriden and Chris Campana. Just got some. We got an original page from Harley Quinn that was sent in. That's inks over blue lines. So we have different types of stuff that's coming in. People have been very generous, and it's going to make us to be able to hopefully hit that 25,000 and maybe beyond.
That's going to be that. I'm really interested. I'm honored that you guys have said that there is a potential spot as well for this channel to host a show, and I've got to really got to sit down and think long and hard about what we could do that I think would be fun, but also help out with the spreading of the knowledge of C3 and being a part of that leading up into that auction on Sunday. Looking forward to donating some time for that and a few comic books myself. But
yeah, for that aspect, we understand that not everybody's got stuff in their collection that they can donate, right? If you do, Great. And we really want you to think about it. Is this something that I would bid on an auction, right? It's not an opportunity. Please don't send us a bunch of, books that, are dollar bin books and stuff, because we really can't do anything with those. But, it is, for raw books that are keys, minor keys, books that are, sets. We have some sets of some classic story runs. So like we got donated a set of the Death of Robin series. We got some Daredevil miniseries, like some things like that are complete stuff in really good condition. Those things are great that we can utilize as well too. But the biggest thing that everyone can do is to go to Instagram and follow at Comics Curing Cancer and help us out when we post stuff and share stuff on your stories and help spread the message, especially as we get closer and closer to the event and the messaging gets more and more frequent. It becomes super important for us to be able to get that message out to folks that, hey, this is going on. Matter of fact, we've even started having we had just because of this echoing out the messages and stuff. Tyler Main reached out to us, Sabretooth. He reached out on his own. Cold reached out to us and is sending in some signed autographed pictures and stuff that he's sending in because he heard about the thing and wants to help out. So, I mean, it's great when you start reaching out and getting connections, not just to us reaching out to the people we know, but other people start seeing it and start hearing about it. And I think last year's effort that the community did to raise the $22,000 super legitimizes what our effort is, and people really woke up and want to be a part of it. So we had so many people last year after we did that started reaching out going, hey, when you're ready to do this next year, let us know. And so, part of what we're doing also is also vetting that. Who are the people who really want to help out versus the people who want to be a part, just kind of want to latch on to something, right? So,
yeah.
Start spreading the news.
That's right.
Exactly. That's the biggest part, right? Is knowing. A lot of people are in that not knowing section and would love to share the information and start that phone tree and start sharing that around. Like Rob said, sharing the Instagram posts and the merch. There it is in the chat right now is the fatstacksmerch.com. And I know I'm going to be ordering a shirt tonight to make sure I have that in time for
shirts, mugs. There's even pint glasses, I think.
You can start playing the old TV host routine where you've got the mug to go with it and everything. And
I was drinking from it this morning. It was my coffee mug this morning was the Comics Curing Cancer mug, which there's a picture on the Instagram page.
Yep, for sure. So fatstacksmerch.com open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no hesitation. They make it easy breezy, lemon squeezy. I'm shooting over there for at least a t-shirt here soon to make sure I have that in time. And then there is the Instagram link. Comics Curing Cancer Instagram link is in the chat right there. So you can click it from Facebook. You can click it from Twitch. You can click it from YouTube. We're live streaming to multiple platforms tonight. Anybody watching out there, at a minimum, please share the show link tonight. Share this so more people can find what we're talking about. We can help get that word out at a minimum there. And like we said, play that kind of phone tree route.
Yeah, but cancer is the ultimate supervillain. I generally don't use absolutes, except to say that I don't use absolutes. But everybody's been affected by cancer somehow, whether it's directly or indirectly. We've all know somebody who's a family member, a friend, whatever, that's had to deal with it. And together we can help to fight and beat that supervillain.
It's definitely easy. It's definitely comfortable to say that there is no one that tries to stick up for cancer. Like, oh, well, she's got a bad name.
No, yeah, exactly. No, come on. I mean, listen, it's so bad that for all the people who are born as cancers, they have to kind of like, what are you? Oh, I'm a cancer. It's like,
we should have opened that up tonight with here's your opportunity to be a hero. It's like you said, that number, last year's number, adds legitimacy to the drive, which brings more knowledge, or it brings more attention to the event and helps make it self-perpetuating, right? Because I'll be honest with you, Rob, this comic community isn't getting younger. It's getting older. and the amount of newer members coming in their teens and their 20s is a lot smaller than we'd probably like to see it. And the best thing that we can do to help set up not only Comics Curing Cancer for the future, but the comic community as a whole is awareness for these events, for the community itself, and to bring more people in. And they don't have to have a YouTube channel. They don't have to have a social media presence, but just being here, being present, and being a part of the conversation and the topic at hand helps grow the community overall.
And I would say that I made a point of bringing up, and I didn't come back to it, but how in the first year it was being, all the funds were being paid through this, whatever it is, GoFundMe type thing, and then
Yep.
The nice thing is that last year, since we're now an official campaign of the American Cancer Society, is that when we do the fundraising throughout this whole event, all the payments that we solicit on this stuff go directly to the ACS. We give you a link that goes directly to the ACS website, and you make a payment through the American Cancer Society web portal. So that way the money's all going directly there. There's no question about it. A matter of fact, the biggest drawback to it is that it doesn't allow us to charge to do anything as far as shipping goes. So all these items that come in, right now, last year I ended up donating shipping on just about everything that we sent out. And that was a fair amount, but that was fine. It was in my budget for that. This year, we're hoping we might have a corporate sponsor that might cover part of the shipping, which is nice. But we don't know that for certain 100% yet, but it doesn't matter. The event's the most important thing. And if that means that's my donation is a bunch of my time and a whole bunch of shipping costs, then I'm happy to do it.
Well, that's awesome that you made it to where you can donate straight to the institution or to the place, versus having to go through third parties. And that's the worst thing. That's partly the reason why I don't ever do any kind of donations to items like that. Not that I think everyone's a crook, but you don't know who is and who isn't. And so
there's too many stories out there, right?
And when you can direct straight to it, it's like, oh man, that's awesome. I can really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's one thing we're working with Mission 22 like I did last year and donated all the channel revenue to Mission 22. We're talking about $400 or $500. And I think I snapped pictures and I think I posted them on Instagram to say, hey, here's what the channel collected. Here it is being shuttled over. But now when you're talking thousands of dollars and tens of thousands of dollars, if you're not an entity, a tax-free charitable entity, and you're handling that money,
that's a whole different liability to move. Yeah.
Well, it's a whole different liability, but it's also the government wants its cut on that taxes before it gets to that charity. So that becomes an issue as well. So kudos to everybody that made last year, as special as it was, to get the legitimacy that it needed to get that attention, to make sure that, or get to that point where now everything's run through the American Cancer Society and it's all handled there. So there's no questions about what's happening there. Then everything is super legitimized.
The other thing I want to throw out there is, first of all, is look, I really appreciate everybody who posts stuff like Marty says that I'm a true hero and all that stuff. It's like, first of all, I didn't create this thing, man. I'm just a caretaker. And secondly, I'm not the only one. So I want to, super big shout out to, DJ Lynx and Mark from Legion of Comics. Those guys, the three of us together, are really what drives this. I get out in front of people a lot. DJ has his things that he does. Mark's has his things that he's doing. Together, we all do this stuff. So we all work together. We have weekly meetings to discuss these things and what we're going to do and how we plan it out. So without them, this would not, last year and this year, there's no way that it would have been as successful as they are. So super shout out to them. And of course, everyone else who hosted a show or will host a show this year, and everybody who donated items and everybody who's donated money and time and echoed it out, they're the reason why this has become what it is, and not just the guy with a mustache.
Right. And now Rob talked about how each and every one of you can be a hero, and it's not just about donating items. That's one of the key things, right?
It's our big push right now, because we have until October 12th, essentially, is our target cutoff date to try to get all the items in, so we can have a full time to do a full inventory, make sure that things are posted. We're going to have a preview event to show off what a lot of the stuff that we have and those types of things. And so we just have to make sure that we have that stuff in.
Yep. But one of the biggest things that I think we can discuss that I want to ask each and everybody out there in the community is this is going to thrive on guerrilla marketing. It's going to thrive on guerrilla campaigning, taking links, or not just links, but taking clips from your videos and sharing. If everybody takes 30 seconds to post something on TikTok or Instagram or IG Reels or TikTok or YouTube Short, if everybody took 30 seconds to 60 seconds to make a YouTube Short to say, hey guys, this is what's going on in C3, check out the link, and just start talking about it and use hashtag comics curing cancer or hashtag C3. It'll start directing other people to this video or to Rob's videos where we're talking about it, because yeah, it's the push to get items in, to get them cataloged, to get them ready for the donations. But we've got 4 to 6 weeks now to do a guerrilla marketing campaign to get as much word out on the streets and in social media with all the avenues, all the different avenues of social media, so that more people are becoming aware of what's happening.
And I'm going to say here is also, you don't have to wait. If you just want to make a monetary donation, right, you don't have to wait until October to do so. So I just put, I can't put a link because I can't put, this comment has failed to post ComicManAndy. All right, well, I can't apparently put the URL in, even
Can you type just anything in the chat really quick? So say hi in the chat really quick, and we'll make that change.
Well, I was doing it from within StreamYard, so that didn't work.
Oh, interesting.
So, anyways, I'll just put it in private chat, and you can put it out. But you can, anyways. The point I was saying is that if you want to make a donation, monetary donation, to Comics Curing Cancer, you don't have to wait till October. You can do so now, and it'll still count towards our $50 prize for the prize wheel. If you're motivated by those types of things, if you don't care, you don't care. But I'm just typing in the URL. Anyway, so Andy will post the URL in just a moment if you wanted to go there, or you just want to go look at the page, see where we're at right now, and explore the links on the American Cancer site and see for yourself that, oh, look, yeah, this is the legit American Cancer Society site. This is a legit, effort. These guys aren't just, making stuff up. It's not a giant elaborate scam. So.
Well, here we go. We will actually share that screen now. And the link is in the chat as well. But here you go.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the portal that we'll send everybody to when they go to make their payments and stuff, right? And that's the Instagram page.
Yep. Let me fix that. That's what happens when you accidentally pull the wrong window when you're trying to reframe it, resize it.
Yeah, and so there you're able to just go in and you can make a donation if you want to, or you can, share the page out on your socials, or you can just from here click on the American Cancer Society, read the other stuff about the event and everything else that's on there. But so this is our portal that allows us to get the payments directly to the ACS.
Very cool, man. Looks like it's going to be nice and easy as far as that goes.
Yeah, it's super simple to do. And the biggest thing, the hardest part is on my end, is that when people make the donations, it asks them for their names, and people enter their names, and if they don't check and we'll remind people during it, if you get an item to try to reference your YouTube channel name, that was one of the challenges last year, was matching up, everything. We're tracking everything on the auction by YouTube channel names, and then we're getting payments made in real names, and then trying to extrapolate who's what's what. And so it wasn't
extrapolation.
Yeah, look, I'm a big boy at using spreadsheets and data mining, so it's not the end of the world for me, but it sucks if we don't have to, right? Or sorry, it's better if we don't have to, but that's a different story for that day.
For sure. And here's that merch website, looking snazzy as can be. You weren't kidding, man. Shirts, hoodies, pint glasses, coffee cups.
Yep.
You even got Only Slabs on there, buddy.
The Only Slabs merch is there. There's even, look at that. There's a Chris asking you about what's the label on the right side. There's also the Henchman merch there, and crossover Henchman merch to Comics Curing Cancer. And there, look at, you get a dog shirt that says Henchman, so your dog can be your henchman.
Oh boy, yeah. I need that. Yeah.
It's your simple
I like how everything is black.
Yeah. Well, and it's available in other colors too. But also, this is also clothing designed by a fat man for anybody. So you don't see large, huge logos across the tummy. Instead, it's either an up high simple thing or pocket logos with big logos on the back. So comic collectors rejoice.
Now you mentioned that if anybody were to go and order a Comics Curing Cancer T-shirt, that would all go to the American Cancer Society.
All the proceeds. So
yep, the proceeds.
Obviously, this is all goes through the costs go to cover the cost of the materials and stuff, but all the profit on the item goes to Comics Curing Cancer.
Right? Is that the narrative for every piece in this store here? Is it
yes.
Just okay?
Yes, and it's like if you go to the very top banner, the banner on the page should say that all proceeds are done. It doesn't matter whether it's Comics Curing Cancer gear, Fat Stacks gear, whatever. I don't make any money off my channel or any of my merch or anything else. I don't need to. I have a real job. This is just something I do for fun. And if I wasn't going to monetize or do any of that stuff. And then somebody said, well, why let YouTube keep it and everything else? Why don't you just donate it to something? And I said, ha ha. Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Aha.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really good recap or history lesson of Comics Curing Cancer, how it started, where it's at. What's the vision going forward? I know we talked about this year and what the goal is looking like, but have you guys thought much about the years coming?
As funny as we're joking. So we have something that's happening this year. Unfortunately, I can't divulge just yet. But there's a huge announcement coming regarding C3 this year that's going to excite a lot of comic book collectors. But that's about the only tease I can say right now, because I haven't been given clearance. I don't know that all the paperwork has been signed and everything yet. But after that was done, we were joking amongst ourselves. Or at least I joked with the other guys, I guess now we can retire. And I was immediately slapped and told, oh, hell no. It's just going to get easier and easier, baby. And so there's a lot of energy amongst the three of us to keep doing this. And, it's my main thing that I do now for as far as charity goes, outside of, one other program that I do work with. So I'm super happy about it. And I don't know, how do we keep improving on it? I think it just gets the advantages. It just allows us, it builds on itself. And, each year we just start thinking about it a little bit earlier. I've had a couple of suggestions from a few folks about some stuff for next year already about, how to kickstart some stuff earlier and potentially make it bigger. Scott from Hoarder's Hide hit me up with a great idea that I'm going to look into. Some other folks. So who knows? We could be, it could be something that we're just not waiting till September to talk about it. Last year we waited till September. This year we started talking about it in August. We'll probably start talking about it earlier and earlier as we're so we're not scrambling as much, and we can get, especially with the artists, getting the artists involved. Last year we had a couple. This year we're getting a few more. I really hope to get more and more of working comic book artists involved in getting more original art type stuff into the auction instead of just necessarily slab books. And I'd love to see more, bigger. We're starting to see a few bigger books this year come in. I'd love to get again some more. And a big thing hopefully this year is to get a lot of people into the auction, not just looking to, for a deal, but looking to make monetary donations and, get some of those books selling for close to what their value is on them.
Yeah, and let's be real. It's a charity auction, so a lot of these items should be seeing market value and plus 20-30% is reality. It'd
be nice.
Auction. That'd be.
Last year we sold way too many slabs for $35 to $40 during the auction. So who knows? Maybe we need to hit up some of these resellers and tell them, hey, you guys should come over here and start bidding against each other and stock up your inventories.
There you go. And like we said, that's one of the biggest things people watching this right now live or watching on the replay can do is to share the information out, mark your calendars, and at least watch and participate. If you can't purchase any books, help tell 5 people. That's why I'm putting people in charge
Share
here
the
tonight.
stream. Yeah.
Watching live tonight or watching this on the replay. That's what I need you guys to do. Share the Comics Curing Cancer event with 6 people. Take the links from the chat tonight. Take the links and I'll post them down below for anybody watching the replay. Follow everybody here. Follow Comics Curing Cancer on the Instagram for updates, what's going on there, because what we're going to do is this isn't going to be the last time we talk about this. This is going to be the last episode. There's going to be regular updates. It's all too easy to utilize social media in 30 to 60 second snippets or TikToks or reels to get the word out. And that's what I'm tasking everybody here tonight. If you can't do it, find somebody that you know that can do it. A son, a child, a daughter, somebody of an appropriate age that has access to social media says, hey, let's talk about Comics Curing Cancer. Let's get that link and share that out, because 6 people will tell 12, 12 people will tell 24. That's kind of the momentum that we need for that to become self-perpetuating, to have people there. And it's an event. Come sit down, hang out, grab some popcorn, watch it on your big screen if you're not bidding, and watch it and see the magic happen. Because the more people that band together, the greater effect the event's going to have. And like Rob said, cancer unfortunately touches almost everybody's life. I lost my father to cancer, several forms of cancer. I know many other people have lost a family member to cancer. I currently have a good friend at work who's has a family member battling cancer as well. It's an ugly, brutal, cruel, very, very cruel disease to watch somebody cope and pass from that. So that's what I'm asking everybody here tonight. Take a moment and share, and even if it's just sharing this show to start because you're here and this might be the easiest link, or sharing the Instagram link, find whatever's easy for you. And more importantly, if you need help, message me, message Rob, message Ryan, message DJ Links, message Mark,
message at Comics Curing Cancer. That Instagram is monitored by myself, DJ Links, and Mark, all 3 of us. So somebody will respond in fairly short order, even because if one of us is working or 2 of us are working, there's always a third, right? So it's the best and easiest way for any questions about donations, where to send them, or hey, what should I share out, whatever. When's the event?
If you know a video editor or somebody that professionally video edits that wants to take a little bit of time out of their day to make some clips or make some intros or make some other things, that's another way people can give back. Professional video editors, people that are professional YouTubers, TikTokers, things of that nature. Think comic historian. If you can get comics historian's ear for a moment to do a 30-second spot, how many people would that reach?
It's getting the stuff out onto some of those bigger channels is really helpful. That's what we're really hoping for this year, is even though some of the biggest the biggest channels and people that know of aren't going to necessarily direct participate, but getting them to just even mention it or share it out and see it so many times that they go, oh, hey, I want to do this. And I should say that, the schedule that we're going to do, guys, I have a rough idea. I have a rough draft of it. And it's not just, the 3-day event. It's not just sit there and watch us sell stuff, right? So, I mean, we're going to kick
exciting.
off. Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, we've all sat through an auction or 2 and going like, oh my God, come on. This is watching paint dry or something else. No, there's we're going to have entertainment stuff going on throughout it. So we kick it off on Friday morning at Mark's Legion of Comics channel with his morning. He has a hangout every week, right? We're going to kick it off on the hangout show. During that show, there will be some things that come up for sale throughout the show potentially, but most of it is a community hangout conversation talking about what's going on, what we all see in a hangout show, right? We've got to have, we're going to be doing a special sketch show where we're going to have various community artists coming on and doing art, drawing live and talking about their art stuff while they're stuff, and then selling that art off. Gary's going to do a special episode of 1011 and he's going to be doing some stuff. There'll be in the mix is going to be part of it on Friday night. Breakfast with Bryan. There's going to be a Whack Comics. John's Comics with Kids is going to be involved. Only Slabs is going to have a special episode. I've got Gene from Shortboxed coming back to the show for our event, and Shortboxed is going to be doing something special with us for Comics Curing Cancer. Triple G in the UK is getting involved, going to be doing some of his stuff on his content. ComicManAndy, so we've got a variety of different types of shows that'll be going on throughout there. So your normal YouTube entertainment factor will be there as well while we're raising comic money for cancer research and stuff, because you got to have some fun with it all. It can't just be all about the boring business. I mean, it's just
Maybe
like,
next year, we can expand it next year to comics and cards curing cancer. Get the card community in there.
it could be. Who knows? It could collectibles curing cancer, right?
Okay, you beat me to it, man.
Yeah.
CCC.
Yeah, well,
Whereas that Sting is the closing act. If by
Off the
Sting
top
is the
rope.
closing act, you mean that I'll get stung by a bee before it ends? That
Yes.
could be possible, but
I'm there. I want to see that.
I'll go out to my
It's gonna
garden.
fly out.
Right. Yeah. It's California here. It's still warm enough. We still have the bees out in October. So
Yeah, we will be definitely hot here with bees and mosquitoes.
One of the things we'll do after this show is we'll create a post on social media, sharing the link out to this show and asking people to either share this or share Comics Curing Cancer, something. We'll bring more awareness to this, and actually getting people to comment in the comments after the show is live draws more attention. That helps out. Everybody giving a thumbs up tonight, that's hugely going to help out bring the attention to this, not post, but this show. And I really kind of want to talk about my idea for a show that I want to do for Comics Curing Cancer, but I don't want to spoil it, and I don't want to ruin it. I think I don't want to write a check that I verbally can't cash later on. I might need some help. I might need some help from the C3 crew on getting some of this together.
Yet? We should, all this has been great talking about this, but you haven't said hello to the chat yet.
We've been hitting up the chat a little bit here, but yeah, Scott's always here poking fun at me. Rumors Sting's closing the closing act from the top ropes. My mom here, thank you so much. My mom knows
Madre
well about how my father and her husband battled cancer for a long time. Degar, what's up, man? Marty's been on A Point with the comments lately, and the shorts have been a lot of fun. Immortal Biggie Shack was in and out, I think. Kenneth Bird's here every week. Good to see you as well.
Bird.
And there's all the links. Whack just dropped an episode of Whack Comic 10 Questions with Whack Comics tonight with Gem Mint. Yeah. Phenomenal. I actually watched that right before we went live. So Lee, thank you very much. That's awesome. And Zombie stopping in, wanting to know about your mustache, man.
How long did it take? So I've had a mustache. Well, I used to do the standard. Once I got out of military school,
or mustache.
Mustache for me.
Oh,
I'm not in Canada. In Canada, it's a mustache.
Mustache.
But I've after college, all throughout from starting in college on, I had the what I like to refer to the undercover police officer goatee, right? It was very popular in the early 90s, Mark McGuire and all them, just the standard goatee and mustache. And that's what I had for the longest time. And it wasn't until about 5 years ago, I decided to grow out, maybe 4 years ago, I decided to grow out a full beard. And when in doing so, I then decided to grow the handlebars with a full beard. And then the pandemic came. And after a certain amount of time and me being very particular about how my beard was trimmed and not being able to go to the barber shop because they wouldn't trim, how can you do face covering and have your beard done? It wasn't possible. And so I said, forget it. If I got to do it myself, I'm going back to the goatee. And when I started shaving off, I said, I still had the handlebars. I was like, oh, hey, that's that's kind of cool. It's a different look, very, Green Arrow. And my wife said, ooh, I like it. And I said, well, if you like it, that's all that matters, baby.
That's right. So you've been a man of the facial follicle for a while, eh?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is when you don't have hair on your head for a long, long time, you look for other ways, I suppose.
I've heard these stories.
Yeah. I grew up in a flat top. And when I finally, after I got out of military school and I tried to grow regular hair because I was working for a rock radio station and it came in like Friar Tuck, I decided forget it. I'm just going to shave the head and go from there. And aside from my wedding day, where I grew my hair out for my wedding because I wasn't sure a shaved head would be always in vogue. So I wanted a classic looking wedding picture. I grew my hair out for my wedding. Then the day after my wedding, shaved it right off.
Oh boy, well played, sir. Well played.
There's a guy from a band called Strapping Young Lad,
Yeah.
and Devin Townsend is his name. He has a skullet, so it's bald on top. And he's got real long hair that grows out the side.
Yeah, not for
Skullet.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Here's a picture of him.
Yeah, most of my hairstyling options
Wow.
include the Bruce Willis, the Jean-Luc
Devin Townsend's
Picard,
man.
the Sean Connery. Those are all hairstyles that I can
Connery.
pull off very well, but that's about it.
I can see you with a Shonald.
Oh boy.
Now I just rock the Sinead. Wait,
Sineadal.
Well, thank you again. I'm looking forward to doing a bit to help and doing a little bit more planning. Like I said, we'll get some stuff shared out after that. After this show ends tonight, we'll start working on that and get stuff shared tomorrow throughout the workday. But yeah, man,
thank you so much for allowing me to come on and give me the opportunity to talk about this event to your listeners and your viewers, and and for wanting to be involved and getting involved yourself in this. So thank you.
It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Follow at Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram.
For sure. There's the we had it right there. There it is. There's the link. Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram. Then we've also shared the Rob Fat Stacks of merch, fatstacksmerch.com. Say that 10 times fast.
I know, even I trumped some over. I go, what was I thinking?
I think it's great.
It was a good idea at the time, and yeah.
And then there's also that link here for the actual American Cancer Society page, whereas money is donated and funneled that way, or items are purchased through the auction, that goes there. And then I like how it's kind of got the tally. Like, it's, remember those old fundraisers where they had telethons? This is essentially a form of a telethon, and they're going to go scribble in until the thermometer keeps going up and up and up. Yeah,
I mean, most of those things are various forms of my stuff, because it's like, the monthly donations from the channel memberships and everything else that we do over on my channel. But yeah, there's other donations in there. I mean, Gene from Shortbox, when he was on there, he donated $100 to the cause after his appearance. Dragon Ink Comics donated $100 after their appearance on Only Slabs, and actually both of them are coming back and making other donations, item donations. It's gonna be amazing. We actually have a couple Golden Age books this year, even in the auction.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dragon Ink Comics donated a Captain Marvel, Golden Age Captain Marvel books coming to us, and like a 7.0 or something. And Dope Comics donated a Planet Comics book, because I guess he decided that Rob's going to spend more money. So there's a couple Golden Age books so far, and I think there's a couple more might be coming. So
awesome.
Gold, silver, bronze, it's all there.
I'm going to hit up the end of the summer flea markets here in Michigan this weekend and see if I can't find some magic to take shape for that. But yeah, we really appreciate your time. And again, like we said, we'll go through everything and get it shared out. And this won't be the last time we talk about it here on this channel. But Ryan, what does that mean about tomorrow?
It's a new comic book day. Biggity bow.
Biggity bow, man. And again, it's the tail end of summer.
I was looking at the preview right now.
It is the tail end of summer, and I hear some people saying it's going to be a slower week for them, and I think it's going to be a slower week for me as well. But there's some banger books dropping. And Rob, man, if you got a piece out, by all means. But if there's anything you're picking up you want to talk about tonight, then by all means.
Yeah, I'm looking to see what am I getting this week.
Well, I know I wanted to hit up this first, Ryan. Venom 25.
Yep, I was looking at that. Bunch of covers. And there's an annual coming out too.
Yep, but did you see this? The Clayton
yes, they're remaking the Clayton Crane. Yeah, that's awesome.
Is it okay to buy Clayton Crane books again?
Just don't send your wife to go get them.
Yeah.
I have no faith. I have no fear my wife will go and kick him in the face and come back to me.
But
I have that book. pre jerk phase. And I actually have that one signed too, I believe.
So this isn't a new book?
That is a homage of another book, if I'm not mistaken. It looks very similar. So let me pull it up and see. Maybe it's meant to be a new. It's a new book, but the cover is not the same.
Gotcha.
But the
Yeah,
cover
that's
seems.
yeah. You said it's an homage, but as you pull that up,
yeah, right here. It's from volume 3. Yep.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, so that's hold on. Homage, pulled it homage or
homage.
It's a reprint basically of the same book.
Is it an homage if the same art's being used? Because that looks pretty damn similar.
It's the same exact art. Unless they've done a little bit to the coloring or something.
You don't think an artist reused their same art? No.
Yeah. I have this one. Like I said, I have this one signed.
No.
Well, I know how much I love foil, and I know Ryan loves Venom, and then they're marrying foil and Venom together this week. So,
is that foil?
Yeah, it's a
Clayton Crane I did not know.
Virgin limited variant.
Is it from who's putting it out?
It doesn't say. League of Comic Geeks just says that it's a limited foil, so I would check the Clayton Crane website. You know who I wouldn't check though? Black Flag Comics.
Don't check who?
Oh, Black Flag.
I wouldn't check Black Flag. That's the joke. But
oh no.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Killer Scotty, look at Scotty. Yeah, Scotty's got a cool little cover there.
I don't think I've ever not liked a Scotty cover that he's put out. To be honest,
I don't like Scotty covers at all, but but I enjoy trying to collect them, the Venom versions of them. I have all the Venoms of Scotty that Scotty put out.
Interestingly enough, as part of Comic Screen Cancer, the package that Scotty Young sent us includes one of his unoriginal art prints of the Venom 150, where Venom's on the sucker, and we're going to be pairing that along with the actual comic book signed by Scotty Young.
Ooh, wow! Yeah, that's what we'll have to do on another live stream. In fact, Wednesday, tomorrow, new comic book day. I'm bringing up C3 again to talk about it, and what I'll do is I'll go through the C3 Instagram where they actually have shared some of those pictures of the stuff that they sent. Yeah, didn't Scotty send you pictures of that already?
Yeah, all together as one. He didn't show doesn't have those books because the books are things that we had. Yeah, that one. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have the unoriginal art print, the limited print that's signed, and then we'll have of the original art, and then we have the book that's also signed, and it's legit because it's got the Fat Stacks COA on it.
Yeah, that is a cool. I wonder if I have that one signed. I don't have that one signed yet. There's that Venom, there's the annual coming out, and then there's the Death of Venomverse coming out tonight. Ooh, that's sick. There is some very good covers on that Venom stuff, and it's for the amount of covers they put out. Sometimes they put out a bunch of BS covers, but some of these have been actually very good. So and I pulled back from the collect them all after volume 4. I'm not in the collect every single cover anymore, and I'm pulling the ones. I'm pulling the ones that I like. I figured that since my goal is to leave this for my kids, I'm giving them some work to do to try to find these covers later on in life.
Yeah, good for you.
I had to do it.
I finally broke out of that shell this year, and it was really tough letting go of that because it always feels like there's a hole.
Yeah, it feels like, but you feel like you're like I've done this for so long, I worked so hard, but then it's like. The chase is the fun part, and trying to find it is the part that's actually a lot of fun. And just buying them and keeping it going is cool, but it's also not as fun as like going back and find it later on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool cover with a man thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Weird cover right there.
I have not been reading the Hulk, but those are some pretty good covers.
I haven't read the Hulk since they stopped having Kate's on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hulk is one of the characters that Venom is kind of hard to change his look, but for whatever reason Hulk seems to have a really different version depending on the artist. Even though he's a green giant hulking being, they really can do some different looks and make him look really more dorky or goofy, you know, depending on who's doing it.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of this Dark Droids event that's going on with Star Wars. This has been really fun to read. Vader 38's out.
Surprisingly better than I anticipated. It was going to be.
Right?
I thought it was going to be another like, oh my god, guys, please! But
this has been fun. I've been enjoying it. In fact, I think this is the first. I don't know. I don't want to call it crossover, but this is an event of some sort with Marvel that I'm actually enjoying after the last couple that really burned me out.
What's good about it is that it hasn't hijacked the stories and kind of force everybody into it, because droids are so pervasive throughout Star Wars.
Prevalent, yeah.
Yeah, that it's just really made it where it was something that they could do that makes sense, that there's ramifications in everything that's going on, right?
Yeah, and it ties into Crimson Reign pretty well. Lady Kiara.
And his Darth Vader series has been so off the hook right now. I mean, it's like, oh god, it's so good.
Yeah.
So that Venom 25, there's also a Ken Lashley foil cover.
There's a Ken Lashley foil. Yeah, I got that on order.
They had more than one foil.
Yeah. Well, there's the Ken Lashley one is one that's going to be at your LCS.
Oh,
so I have it was available for order because I had mine on pre-order through previews.
I didn't realize that was going to be foil too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get these and put them on my wall. I have a wall of foil I've been working on.
Oh, boy.
Needs a lot more work.
That way you can get a suntan from the back of your head.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider
reverse stain wall.
Ghost Riders continue to absolutely slay New Comic Book Day, in my opinion. I'm not even reading Ghost Rider, and every time I see a Ghost Rider cover out, I'm like, I'm kicking myself in the face for not reading Ghost Rider just for the covers alone.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's every week, Ryan, me, you, McClay, like it's always been, Jesus, look at this Ghost Rider cover. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but man, the covers are really, really good. That's it's like they found a good medium to be able to make covers for from that was kind of, you know, Ghost Rider's been around forever, and I think they used to kind of, you know, Venom was a cover horror, was in all types of people's covers and different artists, and now it's starting to do with Ghost Rider, and there's some really good looking things coming out with that. The combination and the kind of like the with the light and then the dark side of
yeah,
you know, it's got a good contrast.
Yep. And the Ghost Rider played a lot of it crossed over into the Punisher realm quite a bit in the 80s and 90s. So I should be reading Ghost Rider. In fact, I'm going to add that. I'm going to pick this up tomorrow. I'm going to see what other issues I can dig out from 1 through 18 and see if I can piecemeal it together and start reading that.
Is it a good read? Have you heard?
I don't know. I have not heard anybody talking about it at all besides the us and McClay on Wednesdays, and occasionally the group, the guys from the comic 7:00 tomorrow night, the Comic Vet, Chris's channel, the Comic Vet, where we hang out and share stuff.
New Comic Book Day.
Show me what you got. That's the phrase. I was trying to remember the show phrase. Show me what you got. And a lot of guys over there aren't really picking up Ghost Rider like I would think, but
yeah.
There's a couple more we want to hit. I promised the wife I'd keep it to an hour tonight so we can watch.
Get some of the DC in there, man.
Yep.
Batman and Robin.
There's the New Comic Book Day, not
foil
late
art.
Comic Book Day.
There's Batman and Robin.
Early Comic Book Day.
I promised the wife we'd watch Ahsoka right after this here, so we'll wrap this up shortly in a minute here. But yeah, this was Ryan Adams saying Batman and Robin 1, written by Joshua Williamson, with first appearance of Shush. Is this an art germ?
Shush.
No, this is a Lao. This is, art germ. Ooh. Take that blank.
Yeah, I picked up a bunch of blanks just so I have them for convention stuff. But
this because
the Batman #1 facsimile comes out. In case you can never afford your own Batman #1.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of foil facsimiles that they've been doing lately. That's just like ridiculous, but especially the regular facsimile for Batman 1 is $6.99, which is already a chunk. But then for the foil variant, it's $8.99, $2 extra for a foil cover. And hell, you know what's even worse is, so we got that $6.99 for the regular. You want a blank variant? It's $7.99.
Right in the middle. Are you serious?
It's $1 more to get
nothing.
no
For
art
no
on the
art.
cover. Why?
Oh God, yeah, they're catching on.
For no art.
This kind of reminds me of what Jim Lee used to do on a lot of Batman stuff. Do that blank black, not blank, but black and
The
white sketch.
pencil.
My kids have been so we've had a Robin like outfit in the closet for quite a while, and they found it this weekend. So my older one dresses up as Batman, and the other one is Robin. They run around the house. I mean, it's pretty hilarious to watch them be Batman and Robin in their little outfits.
Here we go. Superman Lost. This Gary Frank 1 in 25.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I
Superman
made the
Lost.
S out of the thing. That's cool.
Yeah. The other cover that I like on
Way.
the DC side that just kind of jumps out at me, even though I'm not a big fan, is on Green Lantern, the B cover, Doc Shainer's cover. Oh, it's just simple and clean.
How far down can Green Lantern be on everybody's pull list on this thing? Holy moly. It's got to be. Must have missed it up here. There we go.
There you go, the B cover. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly. I wonder if that glows in the dark.
That would be so awesome.
I wish they would do that more glow in the dark. You know, we've been doing more foils.
Especially with Green Lanterns, the rings, just the rings.
Perfect.
Glow. Oh, that would be so
perfect.
The 90s kid in me just jumped right out of the screen here. And
or his chest, have his chest glow.
I'm not a fan of that one or any of this, but that Doc, I'm not even a fan of Green Lantern, but that Doc Shaner, I love his work. And it's just classic.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone read this Iceman? No. Astonishing Iceman.
No, I just saw that a minute ago on here. Here we go. Oh, issue 2. So I missed issue 1 already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was seeing that Venom, the Death of Venomverse is number 1 second print. So if anyone's in a second print, this is coming out this week.
How about Alligator Loki? You got a Scotty Young Alligator Loki cover.
Where?
There's a new title, Alligator Loki, issue 1. And then there's a variant that's Scotty Young, Thor riding the back of Alligator Loki.
I must have missed that. I'll find it here in a second. Obi-Wan Kenobi is out too. Are you picking that up?
No, I'm not picking that up.
Oh, Frank Miller is doing the new Daredevil.
I was gonna get there next. And you'll actually be a little bit surprised. This is kind of cool, Alligator Loki. Oh, there's 4 covers. Oh,
there it is. Check that out, dude. Have you ever played Munchkin? That looks like a Munchkin. Oh, wow. Scotty Young's work reminds me of Munchkin too much. It's just like, that's so classic.
I love that cover. Actually, I'm gonna have to look for that tomorrow at the LCS. But you mentioned Daredevil's being rebooted again, and not by the creative team that we're used to reading with. But this is a 1 in 100, and then they shrunk it down so you can't even see it that well.
Look, it's very small.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
Related recipes.
Skip it.
Yeah. Oh my lord.
Skip. Here's the top left corner of it.
This is the problem with using.
That's an odd looking position to have that book.
It is, but
to have that.
It looks
him like he's getting ready to jump up at you.
It looks 10 times better than the last one.
Anytime you can get your knee sticking out further than your shoulder, that's an impressive feat.
And instead of his junk, he's got a foot.
I don't know why sometimes they do smaller images. There's a better. So the Virgin's a 1 in 100, and it looks like this might be a cover price variant.
Favorited one. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Not final art, so. Ooh, this is what's with this is a foil variant as well. This is a
foil.
They're going foil crazy this week, and
I might go get a bunch of foil covers.
I think what they're selling, so people are going, okay, and that's what I was talking about like before. Like I'm also seeing a lot of the convention exclusives right now, where they're taking old books and they're just redoing foil versions of them and making them convention exclusives now. And it's like everybody's like gone foil madness. It's the 90s all
I
over again.
mean, it's so cool though. Yeah, I mean, Andy and I have been checking out foil for a while, and
The only tip I have for that is wait, let them breathe for 6 months, and buy them pre-graded 9.8 for like $40 to $60 on eBay.
yeah.
Not
Yeah,
all
I
of them.
have-
That's not happening with all of them, but Werewolf by Night #1. They're
this is one of
re-releasing this.
one of my favorite foil ones that I have.
Oh, Alpha and
Excellent.
Omega. Yeah.
I might the Gator Guard.
I might grab this to read just to see where they're going with this. They're doing a 1 in 100 with this. Marvel's busting out all the big guns this month.
Well, because those online shops will buy them, or so the obviously your local shop's not buying 100 to 200 copies of Werewolf by Night #1 unless you're like live in New York, right? But
how many?
But the online shops they'll buy a bunch of extras of the garbage stuff just to get these be able to sell these, and then they'll turn around and take those other things and throw them to mystery boxes or discount them low. And
how many people are ordering this to the point where they're going to see that this is an Adam Hughes 1 in 50? That might be a bit of a sleeper to pay attention to. Adam Hughes covers.
Mm-hmm.
And a 1 in 50. I don't know, but I wish they would put bigger size pictures here for us to see them better.
Right.
Either way, I did promise the wife that we would watch Ahsoka here. Do you guys have any other? There's Walking Dead.
Go to the Queen, Red Goblin. Doesn't want to check that out, but yeah, go check out the show. Let the boss, boss. You can get in trouble with the boss.
Yeah.
There's only one cover. Boss is going
only to one cover for Red Goblin. That's it.
That's cool.
But yeah, well, that's New Comic Book Day, Ryan. What's that gonna leave us with?
What am I single?
Rob, brother, thank you again for your time. What's your one more thing this week?
Comics Curing Cancer. Follow it.
That's gonna be my one more thing too.
You know what? That's gonna be my one more thing too. Tomorrow, New Comic Book Day. We're gonna be talking Comics Curing Cancer again, and we're gonna be going over the reads we pick up. Yeah.
Thanks, y'all. Have a great evening. Enjoy Ahsoka.
You guys know how we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna go peace out. We're gonna go pinkies out. We're gonna catch you all on the flip side for the next one. Remember the most important part all day, every day. Stay original.
Love foil.
And take care of each other.
Extra crispy.
And love foil. Or stay crispy, yeah.
Extra crispy.
There we go. Peace out, everybody. Have a great night.
What do you guys?
Double up. The money I color. Excuse me while I change. The roller buggy has made me sweaty. Yeah.